The attacks, which are of an unknown nature, have injured 21 U.S. Embassy employees in Cuba, causing symptoms such as hearing loss, dizziness, headache, fatigue, cognitive issues, and difficulty sleeping, the State Department said. Until the government of Cuba can ensure the safety of our diplomats in Cuba, our embassy will be reduced to emergency personnel in order to minimize the number of diplomats at risk of exposure to harm, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said in a statement. The Cuban government has denied any role and is investigating. But it has so far said it has been unable to determine the cause. The partial evacuation, while depicted as a safety measure, may send a message of U.S. displeasure over Cuba's handling of the matter and deliver another blow to Obama's policies of engagement with Cold War foe Cuba. In a travel warning, the State Department bluntly said, because our personnel's safety is at risk, and we are unable to identify the source of the attacks, we believe U.S. citizens may also be at risk and warn them not to travel to Cuba. It said the attacks on U.S. Embassy personnel had occurred at U.S. diplomatic residences and hotels frequented by U.S. citizens. Bert Hoffman, a Latin American expert at the German Institute of Global and Area Studies in Hamburg, Germany, suggested that Washington's decision may have been motivated by Trump's desire to pursue a tougher policy with the Communist Party-run country. The incident seems just a pretext to toughen policy, Hoffman said. The analyst said the de facto visa restrictions resulting from the suspension of normal visa operations could call into question the migration accord hammered out in the 1990s, under which the United States grants 20,000 visas per year in return for Cuba preventing illegal emigration. Senator Patrick Leahy, a Democrat who favors normalization, suggested the attacks may be an attempt to undermine this. Whoever is doing this obviously is trying to disrupt the normalization process between the United States and Cuba. Someone or some government is trying to reverse that process, Leahy said in a statement. We must do all we can to solve this mystery so that our embassy personnel can safely return as quickly as possible. Marco Rubio, a Florida Republican and frequent critic of the Cuban government, suggested the United States should shrink the Cuban diplomatic footprint in the United States. Shameful that at State Department withdraws most staff from at USM Cuba but Castro can keep as many as he wants in US, Rubio said on Twitter.